Greetings, brothers and sisters. This is Lee Joyner with LastDayDisciples.com. That's LastDayDisciples.com. We're making disciples. We're making money. Today's point to ponder: why I hate Thanksgiving. Please visit today's sponsor, MakeMoneyWorkFromHome.info. Do you need an extra $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month? MakeMoneyWorkFromHome.info. Find out all the secrets that the money-making gurus on the internet do not want you to know. MakeMoneyWorkFromHome.info. Check out the $500 guarantee at MakeMoneyWorkFromHome.info. Make at least one sale in 30 days or you're guaranteed $500. MakeMoneyWorkFromHome.info. Visit our sponsor today. I had an awkward moment this morning at my Carolina Christian Toastmasters meeting. To be honest, I was actually brought to tears. I really debated about posting or blogging about this, but this week is my week, and I claim it in the name of Jesus Christ. My life will change this week one way or the other. I will go into more detail about that tomorrow post, but it has a lot to do with this topic of Thanksgiving. Our first speaker gave a persuasive speech on feeding the poor for Thanksgiving. She went down to her statistics on how Greensboro, North Carolina is number 2 in the nation in poverty, and how many families will go without food this Thanksgiving. I was sitting in the second seat on the first row. She sat in front of me a can of green beans, a box of dressing, and a box of mashed potatoes. And then she asked the audience, what's missing? People began to yell out, turkey, cranberry, pie. Then she proceeded to ask the gentleman in the first position to my right, what's missing that will be at your house? He said something, but I really couldn't hear what he was saying because I was so busy praying, Lord, don't let her ask me because I cannot lie. I guess he thought I really needed to do the vlog because he didn't answer that prayer. This post is not to bring anyone down. It's just a point to ponder, just to think about it. She said to me, what's missing that'll be at your house? I said, probably me. I hate Christmas. Oh yeah, I hate Christmas too, but that will be next month's vlog. But I corrected myself and said, I hate Thanksgiving. I had to laugh to keep from crying because she said, most people with families love Thanksgiving. And I'm going home to New York to see my mommy, and my mommy's going to cook this, and my mommy's going to cook that, and a ton of bricks hit me. Like, that's why I hate Thanksgiving. I don't have a family. In full disclosure, I do have a sister, but she has a family, and now they're starting to have a family, so I'm just Uncle Bob, so I don't have my own family. I know I was not immaculate conceived, but I had no idea who my sperm donor was. My mother was murdered at the age of 25 when I was 9, and I found out about it during Christmas holiday. So this is not my favorite time of the year. I am be 48 on November the 24th. I am the oldest of Generation X, the generation that child abandonment became encouraged by the American government and embraced by our community and actually spilled over and crossed all racial lines. But this epidemic is a cancer in our society, and we ignore it until the holidays. We have poor amongst us, and we should feed them. But as a poor person, I would ask you to think, why do we have to wait until November or December for someone to think about feeding me? But just a point to ponder. What is the true meaning of Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is about celebrating in the natural what God has blessed us out with in the spiritual. It is God that gives the increase. In Deuteronomy 14, it begins with God telling the children of Israel that, in one, you are the sons of the Lord your God. You shall not cut yourselves or make any baldness on your forehead for the dead, for you are a holy people, set apart to the Lord your God, and the Lord has chosen you to be a peculiar people to himself above all the nations of the earth. And then he goes on to tell them what they can and cannot eat. And then at the list of going down what's clean and unclean, God says in verse 22, you shall surely tithe all the yield of your seed produced by your field each year, and you shall eat before the Lord your God in the place in which he has caused his name and his presence to dwell. The tithe or tenth of your grain, the new wine, your oil, and the firstlings of your herd, and your flock, and you may learn to reverently fear the Lord your God always. Jesus is the reason for every season, and believers should understand the true meaning of Thanksgiving. The true meaning of Thanksgiving is so that we may learn to reverently fear the Lord, our God, always, because we realize it is he that gives us the power to make wealth. God is spirit, and those that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. In the spirit, God gives us the ability to make wealth in the natural. And Thanksgiving is him giving us the ability to crave and celebrate in the natural what we recognize that he's done for us in the spiritual. All right, verse 23, you should eat before the Lord your God in the place in which he has caused his name to dwell. And 24, and if the distance is too long for you to carry your tithe, or the place where the Lord your God chooses to set his name is too far for you, then when the Lord your God has blessed you, then you shall turn it into money and bind up the money in your hand, and you shall go to the place of worship which the Lord your God has chosen. And you may spend that money for whatever your appetite craves, for ox or sheep or new wine or stronger drink or whatever you desire. And you shall eat there before the Lord your God, and you shall rejoice, you and your household. Again, Thanksgiving is about God. It is not about us. We are honoring God for what he has blessed us with. And if you are a true believer, then you thank God for what he's blessed you with, but also realize that the blessing is not just about you. In verse 27, and you shall not forsake or neglect the Levite, God's minister in your towns, for he has been given no share or inheritance with you. At the end of every year you shall bring forth all the tithe of your increase the same year and lay it up within your town. And the Levite, because he has no part of your inheritance with you, and the stranger or temporary resident, and the fatherless, and the widow, who are in your town, shall come and eat and be satisfied, so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work your hands that you do. To answer the question, why do I hate Thanksgiving? Because America has forgotten that Thanksgiving is about God and not about us. The money that God has blessed us with is for us to be a blessing to others. First, to the household of God that is doing God's work. Second, and to yourself, so you may be a blessing to your family and your household, so the world will glorify your God because of the blessings that He has blessed you with. And thirdly, for the widows and the homeless and the fatherless, those that don't have a blessing. The reason why I hate Thanksgiving is that Christians, we bless the poor on one day out of the year when they're going to be hungry the next day and the next day and the next day. Jesus said the greatest commandment was to love your God with all your heart, with all your mind, and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. 10, 10, 10. That's my tithe. First 10% goes to God. Second 10% goes to yourself. Third 10% goes to your neighbor, to the fatherless, to the widow, to the homeless, those that don't have, so they can see in the natural what God has blessed you with in the spiritual. If you have the Spirit of God in you, then bless those that don't have 365 days a year. When God blesses you, bless others. Yes, bless the household of faith. Yes, bless yourself. But Greensboro, North Carolina is number 2 in the nation in poverty. And to think that they only need to eat one day of the year, brothers and sisters, we can do better. This is Lily Joyner speaking the truth in love. Point to ponder. We shouldn't hate Thanksgiving. We should love Thanksgiving, and we should celebrate it every day, not just one day of the year. Thank you, and God bless.